It's now been a little past a year since I've decided to turn my life around and start my very own indie game adventure. Back then I had zero programming knowledge, next to no experience in graphic design, and definitely not a clue on where to get started. So 1 year later, what do I have to show for it? And how did I actually get there? Let's get started. Hey everyone, my name is Boris. I'm an indie game developer working on a 2D pixel art Metroidvania called Aeternum Vale, which got funded on Kickstarter in September 2020 by 135 amazing backers. I'm also streaming game design and pixel art as well as retro and indie gaming over on twitch.tv/BorisSardan. There is a link in the description down below if you want to come and check out if I'm live right now. I really might be. This is actually the first video of this channel where we will be talking about all things game dev, from world building and game design to marketing, funding and motivation, with maybe a sprinkle of actual gaming on top of that. We'll see. Anyhow, if all this sounds good to you, don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel and tell me in the comments down below what type of content you would like to see in the future. So as for a lot of people, 2020 did not start exceptionally well for me. I lost my job and started to wonder about the future, how to take this as an opportunity to get a fresh start rather than drown in sorrow. It didn't take me too long to figure it actually was the perfect time to take a shot at my dreams and to finally seriously get into game development. This was a lifelong aspiration of mine going back to my middle school years when I was making basic 2D RPGs with the old RPG Maker XP software. Back then I used to start projects after projects without ever finishing a game, each time spending dozens of hours on things only a couple of my friends would even try out, if not no one at all. It was now time to step up and learn to use some proper tools, and after researching all the available options, I decided to learn how to use the Unity engine. Maybe not the easiest way to go for a beginner, but the way I saw it, this was a long-term decision, so I needed a complete, versatile, professional tool that will allow me to make better and better games over time as I got more skilled. At the same time, I knew from the get-go that I would be working on 2D games at first, with maybe the intent of stepping up to 3D several years down the road. So really Unity seemed to be an educated choice from all angles. So I got started. I downloaded the engine, enrolled in an online course covering how to use the engine for 2D game development as well as the basics of C# coding. In about a month, I went from complete beginner level to being able to make simple 2D text adventures, then moved on to make a basic brick breaker game that I called Toy Breaker. Oh, this definitely needs an 8-bit version of You Got a Friend in Me. I then moved on to make a very basic Star Wars themed 2D space shooter called X-Wing Defender. The force wasn't that strong with this one. All these little games didn't look like much, but I was thrilled. I could see myself progressing quick, and I already kinda knew what type of game I ultimately wanted to make. You see, at the time I was replaying through Undertale, one of my favorite indie games of all time. I was also making the late discovery of Hollow Knight, and the game really blew my mind. It made me realize that it really was possible to make a great modern open world in 2D. Something that could be as satisfying to explore and roam back and forth as a 3D open world. So I started to wonder, what if I kinda merged those two together? Make a 2D open world pixel art Metroidvania full of wacky, lovable characters, with a kick-ass soundtrack and a meaningful, bittersweet story. The idea for Aeternum Vale was born. I started to focus more and more of my time on nailing down the general concept for the game, and was very quickly putting the first pieces together. I also took a sketching course to better be able to draw my ideas and improve my general art skills. Then I got started on yet another course, this time focused on pixel art, and began to pick and modify some assets on the internet to make them my own. I also began to make my own environments and characters, and fairly quickly had some cool screenshots and the foundations of a prototype. I then proceeded to make a small teaser trailer, and thought, why not make a Kickstarter campaign, see if people will actually be interested in the idea. Some Reddit posts and what felt like 1,000 tweets, mails, and diverse social posts later, the project was founded, and I had just become a full-time game developer. Yup. So what about now? Well, it's been half a year since the Kickstarter campaign, and I can definitely say that both me and the game have transformed. Aeternum Vale was already way too ambitious to start with, and it since grew both in features, complexity, and overall game world size. I've kinda doubled down on the initial project. I'm also now blessed to be sharing some time of my life with a wonderful group of people over on Discord and Twitch. What started as a simple gathering place for the project's backers quickly turned into a small online family of indie game enthusiasts, friends, and game dev students. And I have to admit that I'm having a ton of fun chatting and streaming with these guys. To all of you amazing people, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for taking this ride alongside me. You guys are really what keeps me going every day. So there you have it, that's my story. It's not over yet, and there's still a lot of work ahead, but I guess if you have to take anything from it, it's that if I managed to do it, so can you. With the will to learn new skills and to put in the work, dedicate the hours, nothing is impossible. There are no shortcuts and it won't be easy, but if you're truly passionate, it will be a rewarding journey, I promise you that. If you want to join our merry band of indie game enthusiasts and wannabe game devs, there is a link in the description to our Discord server down below, as well as my personal Twitch channel if you want to come and say hi. I also encourage you to subscribe to this channel for more indie game content. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hopefully will see you in the next one. See ya!